opening bounce then. Friday night football. Adelaide. Still not. Umpire Donlan. It floats towards McAvoy. Straight down to Jacobs. As if he were the rover. He kicks inside the forward 50. Tippett. How's that for a start?
Can't get a better start than that, Dennis. Adelaide been so good in all clearances this year and just shanked it off McAvoy there. And a strong contested mark when the ball's nice and dry at Amy Stadium is crucial.
And when you get high, I mean, when you're over 200 centimetres as Tippett is, and you can actually get full extension arms up, it's really impossible for a medium tall like Blake to spoil.
Right on the edge of perhaps being called back. Footy is all about slender margins. Here's Tippett. Big kick. Well, they don't get the fairy tale start. Saints have touched the ball once, but that didn't work out too well.
It's always got the high ball drop, the double-handed high ball drop, and sometimes just wobbles on the way down.
You're right, Dennis. I think the umpire had a good look at will I recall that bounce or not, and decided not to. It was a touch and go, but Tippett missing. He's a bit like Nick Revold, isn't he? He's about 50-50 from the set shots. And that one not coming out.
Particularly early, Bruce. The confidence you gain from kicking a goal is huge, and confidence is sapped if you miss. That's an interesting matchup there. Brendan Goddard's actually started half forward for St Kilda. We know how damaging Brent Riley's been off half back for Adelaide, so we'll keep an eye on that one.
Well, Tom Riley's been doing a Goddard this year a bit, hasn't he? Setting up off half back as a sweeper, basically.
You watch a game at the very beginning, you get a look at this will be a good game tonight because I don't think either side is going to allow the spare man back. You're going to have even numbers, which enables the ball to be moved quickly from end to end.
So McAvoy, probably Jacobs won it again. And that one from Riley after Thompson gave it to him. Gilbert's fist away. Here is Goddard. And Goddard rolling along towards the boundary line. And a bit stiff there, sure not to get a free kick. Here's Douglas, 100th game. He's had, played the first 2 matches this year and the last 2, so he's had some injuries. Been a good player. Took a long time to really find his feet in this team, but a couple of good years, including the best and fairest 2 seasons ago. Riley caught up by Schneider. He's another important player back for the Saints. Sub last week, back in this week.
Just a couple of matches. It looks like Van Berlo's trying to get to Del Santo. You've got Gwilt who's getting to walk at one end, and Taylor has taken Rewald up the other end for St Kilda.
So bounce just forward of centre wing for Adelaide. Thompson got it from Jacobs, touched off the boot, bounces down towards half forward, standing up in the tackle. Callanan got the ball off, driven inside the forward 50 by Porplesia. We've got a hold, and it's going to be Tippett who gets a chance to improve on his last kick.
Yeah, one hand full of jumper, the other one up to punch. It's a hold.
He was determined that Blake, but Tippett wasn't going to be able to get the full extension jump at the ball and impeded him.
Could have been a couple of free kicks there. Can't push him like that going for a mark, and there was some jumper early. So Tippett, this could be a dilemma if he misses. He needs to kick this. Virtually the same spot. That's better. Straight through. Adelaide fast out of the blocks.
He makes you nervous, Tippett, doesn't he? I mean, Lee talked about Kazutsky and Tippett, just their size, and they draw free kicks, don't they? I mean, he's a great contested mark anyway, Tippett, but makes you a very nervous defender. And Blake there just hanging on to him.
Can't match him height, can you?
No. So that's the problem. And as Dennis said, that's an important kick. He needed to get one of the 2, and he got the second one, so he's feeling pretty good. Gee, Thompson's been good early, hasn't he?
Fellas.
Scott Thompson on screen there already. The 2 clearances, only 2 minutes into the game. Looks like Stephen and Armitage are rotating on Thompson and Dangerfield at this stage.
He's having another remarkable season, Thompson, averaging close to 30 disposals. And so much of that hard stuff, as Tom said, a couple of early clearances. So it's been an Adelaide's forward 50 for most of this match since that wayward bounce at the start. Ironically came Adelaide's way after McAvoy tapped it and Jacobs picked it up. So let's see if the Saints can push forward here. Jacobs just tries to lay it down. Graham tried a toe poke. Dangerfield did well. And that was good stuff by Gilbert to get it forward. Adelaide swarming a bit here at the moment, and the Saints finding it a bit hard to get it clear. And which way is the umpire going to see this? It's a free kick. It's...
Dive to the foot, he did knock it out.
So against Dangerfield. So here's Hayes at centre wing.
Plays on immediately, goes down towards half forward. Del Santo.
That's the mark, Stan.
Del Santo, about 80 metres from goal, just sets it up high. Revolt not in this pack. Kazitsky didn't touch the footy. Downey flicks it over the top. Sloan, who's been terrific recently, just lays it off. They bring it out of defence. The kick came from Martin. Callanan gets across, takes the mark on his chest, looks inside. That's a very nice kick. Very well done. For Pleasure. It wasn't him moments ago. It was Thompson who sent them forward, resulting in that goal. And now it's going to be a free kick for the man I spoke of, Thompson. Thompson just jabs this one towards centre half forward. Lat's marking. Plenty of Saints in the vicinity, but McKay has taken the mark directly in front, 55 metres out. Will go for distance. That's not a bad effort. That's got the carry. That is a magnificent kick. As leisurely as you like. Oh, Bruce.
Gee, it was a big kick, all right. It was an interesting setup because what had happened, Dennis, he'd had a couple of players come off the interchange that were at half-forward right, and he was thinking, now, do I go 50 metres across the ground? They could take the mark and run in. And it's a strange setup on the mark for him, actually. I thought he was getting too close,
didn't he?
Yeah, close to the man on the mark, but it was just a super kick.
Do you reckon he looked across and thought, no, that's un-Australian, I'm going to kick it?
I don't know whether he really wanted to have the long shot, but the man on the mark just didn't cover the fact that he went right, and it was a good long kick.
And he had those options very widely at half-forward right, and he decided to bang it, and bang it he did. So Tippett now in the ruck. Thompson outstanding early. Petrenko, Adelaide have got the fast start. Martin's kick, McKay. Can he get it out? Schneider on him. And ball not quite. And then Tippett puts a hard tackle in. And a ball up.
You mentioned Martin there, Bruce. He was involved in the setup from the last goal, playing as loose man across half-back, which is great faith in a young player to make attacking decisions from half-back.
Well, he was the big call tonight. He came in for Smith. I mean, the others, Vince suspended, John Cock didn't come out. So it was really the one really big decision the Crows had to make tonight. And Jenkins played 4 games for the Crows. He's kicked 4 goals, so he's averaging that goal a game. He sets it up for and filling the hole and doing it well was Dempster. He's been very good this year to Armitage. So here's Revolt down in the rooms. Okay, how long's he been in there for, Tom?
No, I missed that one, Bruce.
Yep, so here's Gilbert.
Did pretty well there, Gilbert. Comes to Schneider. Schneider goes in short. Tumbling mark is taken by Montagna. Told to play on. Missing an opportunity was Martin. Gilbert's got it now. Slides a hand pass across to Dempster. Dempster, telling kick into the forward line. Kazitsky, almost offhand. Stephen, goal. Well done. Great roving. That's classical stuff. Kazitsky probably should have marked it. Got both hands to it. It came out, but I think Stephen has probably seen enough of Kazitsky not to take that for granted.
It's a good kick, wasn't it, by Dempster? Yeah. I mean, it was a 60-metre kick when I think...
He's a good player, isn't he, Dempster?
He is.
Sights that St Kilda fans won't be too pleased with. Nick Revolt actually started on the ground, played the first 3 minutes, then came off, and he's still down in the room. So we'll have to keep, and that's the coach's room in there, so we'll have to keep an eye on that.
So Stephen's goal after the drama down in the rooms. It's a great kick by Dempster in. Douglas worried out of it by Hayes. Dangerfield, Van Berlo in the back. No free kick. And then Del Santo's hands were good. Malera gets to 40. And misses. Just a hook there at the end.
Bad miss by Malera. That previous goal by St Kilda, that's the advantage of the big guy 15 metres out. If he leaps at the ball, it's all the best a defender can do is stop him marking. There's no way of an offensive punch back. It's just ideal for the crummer to get to the front of the pack, as Stephen did just earlier.
So an unsettling start for the Saints, but they've just steadied a bit. Revolt down in the rooms. Adelaide dominating the first 5 or 6 minutes. That was a great kick by Jensch to McKay.
High ball towards the wing then, being held by the arm. There's Tippett, he gets the free kick. This time it goes against Fisher. No doubting that. We had a very good view of it. So Tippett with a football. A trend is developing, dare I say it, as the kick goes down towards half forward. Sandlin's off in the opening minutes. Didak and now Revolt. Bruce, something's happening. Where's KB?
Hold there, Nathan. Play on.
McAvoy. Del Santo goes back inside the defensive 50. Gwilt needs a kind bounce. Amazing how it always comes up on the second one. He goes wide towards the wing. On the lead, Malira had it knocked away by Talia. Talia, an old-fashioned defender, got the ball on the ground. Petrenko, Doughty, Dangerfield, Doughty, a little casual, well done by Graham, who runs on and plays a tackle on Dangerfield, who runs back and finds the footy, slips it across. Petrenko, Dangerfield, now Yench, out of side, forward of the wing, penetrating kick inside the forward 50. Well done again by the man we spoke of before, Dempster. Nothing flash about him, but gee, he came down with Ross Lyon. And he's been a wonderful, resolute defender over his time with the Saints.
Good hard running by Gilbert. McKay did well at the back on Milne. And then Gilbert again. Hayes. Right, just got a finger on it. And Doughty. Tackled by Gilbert. He'll have to get rid of a Doughty. That ball hasn't come out. He's gone.
The umpire never falls for that one anymore.
Just trying to hit it to yourself. Second bloke coming in to lock it in. Go back, Sam.
Yep, you're onto it, Tom. Did you try it a couple of times yourself, Tom, eh? A few years ago and got away with it, eh? So Gilbert, the squared ball. Dempster, who's kicking the ball magnificently, long and hard. Jacobs got back.
Back a metre, please.
So, going back to what we said, Dennis, I mean, the Saints a shaky start, but they've settled.
Yep, the story is Nick Revolt, that's for sure. Still down in the rooms. Thompson, Hayes, Sipos. Now an opportunity for Armitage, having a good season, kicks to the kick-off line. Kazetsky, they have a contest. Talia the crumb. Doughty, defensive side of half-back. Looks back towards the corridor. That's ambitious. Ooh, wow. Just got there in the nick of time. Martin took the mark. Now Martin plays a chancy one and comes to Callanan. Oh, they're feeling frisky at the moment, taking a few risks. A bit of separation for both those Crows. Well, no risk there, but they paid the ultimate price. Straight to Clark, goes short to the 50, juggled mark, taken by Del Santo, weaves wide of the man on the mark, spotted his teammate in Milne, or rather, yes, it is Milne who's taken the mark 15 metres out. There's Revolt. Milne, meantime, runs around and kicks the goal. Good news on both fronts for the Saints. Well, he seems to be ready to go and anxious to get back out there, although the doctor in earnest discussion with the champion. There he comes.
So it is good to see him back. So Nick Revolt back. So all a bit of a mystery, isn't it? But he's been down there and they've kicked a couple of goals.
A bit sore around behind the knee, I think, but he's obviously back out there, giving it a go.
So McAvoy and Jenkins. It's a bustler, Jenkins, isn't he? Building the ball forward, Fisher.
And this is exactly the type of Sam Fisher the Saints like, taking the ball off the opposition, out-marking his direct opponent.
Stephen running hard in those long sleeves tonight. And then Stephen hugging the line, but he got it very close. Sloan and McAvoy in a boundary throw-in. Going back to Adelaide a moment ago, they're having a lot of trouble, as we see Revolt getting the ball out of their defensive 50 at the moment, aren't they?
Kilda had a fantastic setup to lock the ball in off that back flank, and the interception, of course, Milne ended up kicking the goal, but it was that defensive zone that Crows couldn't penetrate.
Milne kicked 8 goals in the last time he played against the Crows and got the 3 Brownlow votes. Dempster's kick. And a good mark by Shaw.
Drives it down towards half forward. Going back, McAvoy spilled it. Sloan onto the loose ball. Kicks inside the forward 50. Walker comes up. Gwilt's got him. Tries to go to Tippett. Chopped off by Goddard. Short one comes just outside the 50. McAvoy. He started okay. Del Santo. Jones. Feeds it back. Wilt. Good pressure from Adelaide, but eventually the Saints find a way out. 50. Now 50. And Graham is a long kick. Riewoldt runs back up the ground inside the 50. Kosicki is deep as well. We have the deepest pairing. Now Riewoldt offers a lead. That's ignored. You can see Riewoldt now just down towards the pocket. Meantime, the kick comes across the ground there from Armitage. Opportunity for Schneider, went to ground. In comes Hayes. Good tackle by Riley. Pulled after the football. Hand passes towards the line. Run across by McKay.
Geez, that was a good contest there. Thompson and Hayes going absolute hell for leather for the football.
There is Thompson and Hayes again. No free kick, and so Thompson, so on cue to centre wing. Walker in the middle. Gwilt's had a good start. Fisher searching, did well. Back to Gwilt. And then Gwilt belting forward. Martin will mark it, and he does. He's had a good start. That's 50.
50. 50. 50.
You're going to have to move quickly from both back 50s because both sides have got a really good down-the-line setup to protect the fast ball move. It's got to change direction and run and get to open field if you're going to break either defence.
Now Walker wants it deep, and now he leads to the pocket. Walker, that's a good kick. It got him.
And a great lead, Bruce.
Yeah. He worked hard to Tex in.
That's the thing, Tom, where the zone player really is just holding his... He virtually ran past Blake into the mark.
Yeah.
I mean, if Blake's watching the footy, he goes for the footy, doesn't he, in the first place?
When you're in that zone position, you've really, and you don't have a direct opponent, you've got to have your head on a swivel. So you're watching the football, obviously, but you have to look around to see where the opposition player is coming from, and Blake should have cut across it. Raf Clark could have helped his team out a bit stronger too, I think, by putting a bit of pressure on his direct opponent to block the run.
So he's been pretty accurate from set shots. Only Buddy has averaged more goals a game than Walker this season. She struck that well. That's a beautiful kick. That's a good finish. Adelaide in front.
So that gives him 28 goals for this season. A couple of big hauls in there too. He had 6 against Port in round 5 and 5 against the Swans in round 6. And that's where they look most dangerous on exposed form so far, those key positions up forward. There they are.
Here's the build-up here. It's a reasonable fast play-off for 50. And you just see Taylor Walker moving to the right side of the screen. And Blake needed to push across and have greater awareness to cut that off. Could have, in fact, marked the ball himself.
So we're back in the middle, and another poor bounce. And all the bounces have gone that way so far. Umpire McInerney.
Most ruckmen think the umpires will often bounce a little bit further with either hand. They often watch them in the warm-up.
Petrenko. Saints free kick in there. It's going to Armitage. There'll be umpire. Slips it away. Goddard peels off half back. Drives it inside the forward 50. Rutten, terrific. No, didn't pay it. Must have just bounced out. He grabbed it a second time, but it had touched the ground. Riewoldt goes over the top, and that's in the back. Well, I'm not sure what you're supposed to do there. Douglas gets the free kick. Riewoldt can't believe it. Just wonder about young Talia as the ball comes across the ground. This is Shaw, another youngster in the defence. Goes just beyond the wing. Coming through is Jenkins. Hit him, ricochet. Look at Hayes go in. Gilbert going nowhere. Ball jarred out of there. But still inside the centre square, just marginally forward of the centre for the Saints.
Don't want to give you, just want to pop in a stat that I was given pre-game by Josh. Riewoldt has first free kick he's given away in 9 weeks.
Is that right?
Yeah, how's that?
That's pretty good.
She's 17 forward, nil against over the last 9 games.
So Talia's got him at the moment, and Talia, I'm sure, was thinking this was going to be a nice night. He's gone from LOL to OMG when he saw him coming back on the ground as the ball comes in the forward 50. Loose towards the square. Well done, Dempster. Still a live ball, and Gwilt goes back over the line. And the umpire, well, couldn't call him there. There was an Adelaide player eyeballing him from about 5 metres away.
Dangerfield's pace there just put some pressure on the Saints' defence. So the Armitage kick to centre wing. McAvoy and Jacobs will be a good clash. McKay started really well. He's back on the team. To half forward, Jenkins and Gilbert. Armitage, clever handball, Montagna. He's going to come across the ground. He's a long kick, Montagna. He's not panicking. He's decided to go with a handball to Dempster, who's kicked the ball beautifully so far tonight. And that one out wide. Cozzy up the ground. Sloan was courageous there. Did it brilliantly to Douglas, to Porplesia, back to Sloan, off a step. And that ball getting close to the pocket. And well played Dempster, because Dangerfield was just that, Tim.
Great one-on-one battle out there at the moment. Thompson and Hayes going all the way with each other. Thompson just shading him at the moment. He's had 7 touches already and 3 clearances. Very good by Sean Dempster there too. No easy skill, Tom, with your offhand getting a punch like that one. That was very well done. Walker turned around, kicked it into his Saint. Down goes Wright. Hayes is with him. Thompson, who's been very busy, 7 possessions already, will have a ball up. In fact, this first quarter's gone quite quickly when I say already. Now Blake, a little frustrated down there, anxious to go at it with Walker, who's cultivating a mullet, but certainly no contest at the moment. Avon's got it. Opportunity for Armitage, gets it out. Wilt goes with the outside of the boot. Now they need this to go out, the Saints, but it will stay in. Douglas in his 100th game just feeds it back. Callanan lays it off. Sloan sends it long. This is not a bad effort, just sliding across the face. Dempster again, this time with his right fist, knocking it across the line.
You mentioned Dempster. He's been absolutely terrific in the last probably 6 weeks when he's been given the opportunity to play on the really strong key forwards. His actual marking's gone through the roof. He's become very important for the Saints.
Well, Fisher got injured the night against the Hawks. He ended up on Franklin for part of that night. So the Saints careful with the footy. Graham got it back from Hayes. Back to Clark. And then Montagna sweeps it to Gilbert. Clever enough. Hayes, they've worked it okay. They've worked it well. And now Jones with that careful kicking style to revolt. Nice mark. Jones running hard. Dangerfield tries to run him down. And Armitage, well, he's in the middle of a couple. Through it.
He was standing out in Malira where he's got the ball on this half-forward flank for a few seconds, but Armitage just couldn't get back onto his left side quick enough.
Shaw to Yench, runs off half-back, kicks towards the wing. Porplesia comes across the ground, too tall for Thompson. Petrenko provides the backup alongside the centre circles. Probing kick, Jenkins was in front. Coming through Walker, Sloan slips it away. Riley steps around Hayes. Hayes just nabbed him. Back towards Jenkins, stolen by Gwilt. Well, Gwilt just stood there for a moment, didn't quite know what to do. Eventually Fisher towards the boundary line. Will it stay in for the Crows? No. So the footy, at least on that occasion. Oh, deliberate. Oh, wow. Wow.
Thank you.
There's Brett Ratton. We're at Amy Stadium. Here's Rutten. No relation. Sends it long down towards full. Oh, it's Tippett. Kurt Tippett. Just got space. So many Saints. No one bodied him. And the man in front paid the price, Gazitsky.
Big hunk of man would jump in your back in at about 100 k's on at full momentum on Kazitsky's back. Great mark.
Tippett's a great mark, but generally not a high flyer like that. It needs all the planets to align, and as it was, all the Saints aligned. So Tippett, 30 metres out, going at his second, puts it through. That's an inspirational goal. That's a team lifter. Take a mark like that and kick away to lead by 14 points.
Well, Walker and Tippett, they're a couple of big weapons, and on this sort of dry night tonight, I mean, Tim talked about the fact that it's not really a dewy night. It could be a contested marking night, and that was just, as Dennis said, he doesn't take hangers, Tippett, too often. He takes great contested marks where we don't see him off the ground, but he actually Cozzy there. I mean, Cozzy's been doing that for years, building into the back of blocks and taking big ones. Well, he got one himself there, didn't he?
Really confident start to the game from Kurt Tippett. That's Adelaide's third mark inside their forward 50, taking 4 contested marks. And when Kurt Tippett's doing that and Taylor Walker's getting on a lead, the signs are good for the Crows.
So that is a good start by the big forward. And now running on to Porplisius. Looked really good early, and well, Tippett.
It's a wonderful kick. He actually just had to get it slightly to Tippett's right-hand shoulder across his body, but he did it beautifully. It was just a lovely weighted kick.
He's got Darren Jarman type skills at times, Porplisius.
Yeah.
He's got that X factor. Well, Tippett came into this match as the #2 player in the competition with contested marks, and we've seen him at his really best. A bit of everything from him so far, haven't we? So we've seen him take the tall mark early. We've seen him on the lead. We've seen him take the absolute specking out. He's kicked 2 out of 3. So that's better than his average. This would be some first quarter if he nails this. And nail it he has. Dennis, I know, sort of been waiting for him to have almost another breakout match, have we? I mean, he's a terrific player. We know he's almost their franchise player. I mean, Dangerfield's come along, I know, now Walker, but I mean, this is a breakout quarter.
Absolutely. I mean, our forwards, we talk about them every week. They are the guys that get the job done.
I like the way when he gets clear access to the ball, Jacobs is prepared to just thump it forward. It's amazing how a thump forward out of the centre bounce, the forward should lead into it a little bit better. So that's good tactics.
Wide of the pack, a chance for Milne. The Saints work it forward on the bounce. Milne collected a man going in there. No free kick. Darty showed a lot of it to Schneider. Can he get through Schneider? Hand passes forward, chopped off by Jacobs. Well, to like Jacobs as he comes out towards the boundary. Porplesia missed it. Graham kicks it straight out of bounds.
We like Jacobs because he makes really good decisions when the ball's out of his area. I think he's got terrific hands in the contest, but knows how to push back defensively.
It's been a win when Ivan Maric has gone to Richmond. He's been fantastic, but Jacobs has been so good for the Crows. It's like a win-win for everybody.
So Martin with the ball just jabs it up towards the wing. Dangerfield gave a contest. Well done, Montagna. Graham, Hayes. Tackled there by Riley. Slapped out of bounds by the man coming across. That's Douglas. If we just crank up the time machine and go back to round 18 last year, it was actually Neil Craig's last game. The Crows against the Saints booted 3-6 for the entire game. Currently 5-3 against 2-1. There's Jones. Saints could do with a goal here. Going back, Sipos. Couldn't quite get the footy as he came out. Well played by Montagna. Jones, though, under pressure. Dangerfield only as far as Del Santo. Missing the football, Martin, but it was good enough. Putting the head down there, Armitage. He ducked. And the umpire circles and decides it'll be a throw.
That point you made, Dennis, it's whatever ability, whatever fitness you need hope and optimism to get the maximum out of performance. The Crows have got it now, but late last year that had fallen away badly.
Lee, they only had 13 from this team played in that match. So
yeah,
it's
that's still a fair nucleus for those really very different performances.
It's about 15 matches ago for them. So the Saints had 16 of the guys that are playing here tonight. So Neil Craig's last match, actually Malcolm Blight on a Friday night coaching the Saints against the Crows was his last match. So there have been some dramatic matches between these two teams on Friday nights. So I'm not suggesting either Scotty Waters or Brendan Sanderson are under the pump at the moment. So Jacobs has been terrific. Jones. And Adelaide have had a wonderful patch here. Fisher held up Petrenko. Gilbert legged. Free kick.
Tackled by the legs in Kilda.
Sloan has got the Jones matchup, and he's a good stopper, Jones, but Sloan is just ignoring the matchup, just going about his footy.
Dowdy was good at the back. Now he gets it away from Ralph Clark. Walker, he's strong Walker. Can he beat two of them? I don't think so. Oh.
On the ball.
Interesting tackle, wasn't it?
Let go.
Got caught Ping holding the ball there, but actually moved really well in the sideways movement there. Taylor Walker was just a handball away from getting over, but terrific tackle there by Ralph Clark.
It was. He was down, then he bounced to his feet and applied the tackle. Mind you, a little option because the ball's punched out of bounds by Shaw.
That point I made about Sloan and Jones, sometimes when you know you've got a really hard stopper and you sort of don't run because you think he's going to be there, so why bother? But Sloan is ignoring it. That's what the good players have to just ignore the tagger, just keep going at the footy.
Knocked down by Jacobs. I think he'll get a free kick. They won't take the advantage here.
Go
so not to Jacobs, it was beside the pack, Dangerfield being held.
I reckon you could mount a case for advantage. Then he was off on a tear.
Yeah, I thought it was Jacobs because just watching it, I thought he may have been interfered with. Close to the boundary line. This is Riley having a very good season. Just sends it high towards the wing. McAvoy in front. Punched it in front. Taken by Gilbert. Got free. Did well. Montagna. Hayes. Bit of a fumble. Comes back to Del Santo. That's a clever kick inside the forward 50. Schneider on his wrong peg goes across towards Goddard, who kicks a much-needed brilliant goal. How good was that?
Very good. Terrific setup. He's a great player, Goddard.
Hasn't been in the game terribly much. He's sort of played a bit off half-back, and I think the one thing that the Crows will be desperate is to not allow him that space to float across the half-back line that got the extra number in.
Schneider's a clever player as well, isn't he? I mean, he's got good vision, Schneider. So
we know Sard was a last-minute out. If you had Sard, you got Schneider, you got Milne, and you've got Malera. Gee, that's four of us very similar types.
Brendan Goddard actually starting on a wing here, so he's played all over the park. He started at half forward. Brent Riley went to him. Now he's got McKay on the wing. Obviously does some damage off half back, so Scott Waters not afraid to throw him round.
So Jacobs has had a fantastic opening quarter. Another clearance for Thompson. Callan in front spot. Clark at the back. Not a good handball. Now poor Pleasure. Does he get the foot to the ball? I don't think so. And it's quarter time. So Kirk Tippett, the star of the opening term. Adelaide with a handy break. Nick Revolt was down in the rooms for a while with some knee problems. But the Saints got a very important late goal, didn't they? So quarter time here on a Friday night before just about a full house in Adelaide. It's the Crows by 14 points over the Saints. It's 5-3 to 3-1.